The nightmare starts in a quiet little apartment complex where a guy named Aidan is dead asleep, thinking it's just another normal morning. But out of nowhere, some horrifying sound jerks him awake, and his heart starts pounding like crazy. Confused and freaked out, he peeks through the door hole, but the hallway is empty. He turns on the TV only to see an emergency warning telling everyone to stay inside and never go out. Before he can even process it, blood-curdling screams start echoing from outside. Aidan rushes to the balcony and instantly freezes because the entire city has gone completely insane. People are running for their lives. Chaos is everywhere, and infected humans are literally tearing each other apart like wild animals. Then a helicopter suddenly loses control and crashes straight into another building, exploding right in front of him. Down below, he notices a little girl standing alone in the crowd. But a second later, she jumps onto a man and starts ripping into him like a savage beast. That's when Aidan realizes these aren't humans anymore, they're zombies. Terrified, he locks the balcony door and tries calming himself down, but then someone starts banging hard on his apartment door. It's his neighbor begging for help, swearing he isn't infected. So Aidan lets him in out of pure humanity. The man explains his friends attacked him and he barely escaped, but while talking, Aidan spots a bite mark on his neck and instantly knows he's doomed. Moments later, the guy's eyes turn pale white. His body twists unnaturally, blood pours from his mouth, and he fully transforms into a zombie. Aidan grabs a knife and screams for him to get out, but the infected man lunges at him. Fighting for his life, Aidan smashes him with whatever he can grab and shoves him outside the apartment. Through the peephole, he watches a whole swarm of zombies tear his neighbor apart the second he hits the floor. Shaking uncontrollably, Aidan barricades the door with heavy furniture and realizes he's completely alone. Soon he gets messages from his parents saying the city is collapsing, roads are blocked, they can't reach him, and all he has to do is survive. Days pass, then a whole week. To stop himself from mentally breaking down, he writes motivational notes all over the apartment, rations every bit of food, and records video diaries on his laptop just to feel like he's talking to someone. He keeps calling his parents daily, but nobody answers. Eventually, the water stops running completely, the food supply gets dangerously low, and Aidan starts believing he might be the last human left alive. One day, while sitting at his computer, he hears noises from above. Suddenly, the ventilation shaft explodes open, and a zombie woman crashes through it, attacking him out of nowhere. Panicking, Aidan dodges her, smashes her head in, and kills someone for the very first time, which completely destroys him emotionally. He drags her corpse aside, seals the vent shut again, and spirals deeper into depression. Then one day his phone rings with a voicemail from his mom. For the first time in forever, hope lights up inside him. But as he listens, his mother says the zombies have reached their area and she doesn't know if they'll ever meet again. Then horrifying growls interrupt the call, followed by his parents screaming as they get attacked before the line cuts dead. That moment completely shatters Aidan. With no family left, no food, no water, and no electricity, he decides to end it all. He records one final video saying he tried his best but doesn't have the strength anymore, then makes a noose and stands on a chair ready to die. But just before he jumps, he notices movement in the building across from him. A girl, a real living girl. Suddenly, it feels like life punches back into his chest. He quickly climbs down, nearly choking himself in the process, and runs to the window. The girl, Eva, spots him too, but initially thinks he's a zombie and closes her curtains. Aidan waits at the window until the next day, then writes "Hi" on paper and shows her. Eva finally realizes he's human too, and after 42 days of isolation, both of them smile at another living person for the first time. They start communicating through notes. Eva asks if he has food, and Aidan admits he only has water left. Days later, heavy rain starts pouring, and Aidan practically loses his mind with happiness because finally there's water again. He puts every container outside to collect rainwater and even takes his first bath in weeks. Knowing Eva is suffering too, he ties together clothes to create a rope line and sends water bottles across to her balcony, but when the bottle hits the railing, it makes noise, attracting zombies who immediately start climbing Eva's building after spotting a living human. To save her, Aidan distracts them by throwing bottles at himself instead, and one zombie starts climbing toward his own apartment. Armed with a baseball bat, Aidan waits until the creature gets close and then crushes its skull, sending it crashing to the ground. They survive, but starvation is still killing them slowly. After 45 days trapped inside, Aidan finally risks going outside to search for supplies. He finds his dead neighbor's body still lying there, grabs his keys, but suddenly a giant horde approaches. With nowhere to run, Aidan lies beside the corpse and covers himself with another dead body, pretending to be dead too. The smell fools the zombies, and they pass right by him. Once safe, he sneaks into the neighbor's apartment and discovers a jackpot. Canned food, water, supplies, everything. But hidden in the darkness is another zombie. The creature attacks him repeatedly, and after barely surviving the struggle, Aidan finally kills it using an ice axe. Back home, he carefully checks his body for bites and realizes he survived untouched. Among the supplies, he also finds 2 walkie-talkies, and honestly, those make him happier than the food because he's desperate to hear another human voice. Using his rope line, he sends one to Eva, and that night they finally talk to each other for real. After weeks of loneliness, hearing another person speak almost feels unreal. From then on, Aidan starts gathering food for both of them and sending it across. Later, he gets the idea to crawl through ventilation ducts into neighboring apartments searching for more supplies. During one trip, he discovers an apartment full of food and happily tells Eva over the radio. But while talking, an old man suddenly appears behind him. At first, Aidan freaks out, then realizes the old guy isn't infected. The man kindly feeds him, gives him water, and even packs supplies for him to take home. But right when Aidan is about to leave, the old man knocks him unconscious. He wakes up tied to a bed, facing a chained-up zombie woman trying to eat him, while the old man watches calmly. When Aidan asks why he's doing this, the old man heartbreakingly explains the zombie is his wife. He loves her too much to kill her, so he kidnaps survivors and feeds them to her instead. Furious and horrified, Aidan breaks free, fights the man, and throws him onto the bed where his own zombie wife tears him apart, letting Aidan escape. But before he can return home, Eva radios him in panic saying zombies have invaded her apartment. Without thinking, Aidan uses the old man's balcony to leap toward Eva's building, but slips and nearly falls to his death. Eva quickly throws him the same cloth rope they'd used to exchange supplies. Hanging from it, Aidan climbs toward her, but then a zombie grabs onto his leg and starts climbing too. To stop it from reaching Eva, Aidan drops into a lower apartment instead and cuts the rope loose, then tells Eva she has to jump down to him. Terrified but trusting him completely, Eva jumps, and finally, after all this time, they meet face to face for the first time. They barely get a second to celebrate because the noise attracts a massive zombie swarm. Running for their lives, the two fight through the building and finally reach Aidan's apartment. Eva gets inside safely, but Aidan is attacked by multiple zombies in the hallway. Covered in blood after smashing them apart with his baseball bat, he stumbles into the apartment, crying and begging Eva to kill him because he thinks he's infected. Ready to throw himself off the balcony, he rips off his shirt, but Eva stops him and realizes there aren't any bite marks on him. It's only zombie blood. The relief completely overwhelms them. Alive, safe, and finally together, the two hug each other while zombies pound against the barricaded door outside. As they push a fridge against the entrance to hold the monsters back, they promise each other that one day they'll escape this nightmare and live their lives together. And with that emotional moment, the movie comes to an end.